Brad Edwards, 25 years at ESPN with their college football team. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Hey, if Georgia wins it again, even if Bama has a good year, Saban will turn 72 on Halloween. Do you think he's considering going to the house, or heck no, he's in it for another 4 years?
That is a tough question to answer, and the reason that I kind of hesitate on it is, like, on one hand, you think you see signs of Alabama starting to slip, and you think about what happened to Florida State toward the end. You know, what happened to, even Virginia Tech toward the end after Frank Beamer had done such a great job and they started to slide. And, Saban doesn't want to be one of those guys who stays too long, things kind of pass him by, and then all of a sudden the program becomes mediocre. He doesn't want to be that guy. But at the same time, one of the big deficiencies in this year's team, and we just talked about, he was really good throwing the ball on Saturday, is the quarterback. And regardless of what Jalen Milroe did against Texas A&M, and regardless of what he does the rest of the way, and what I'm about to say, there's obviously a high bar because the last 4 Alabama quarterbacks are all starting on Sundays right now. But I will say, as obvious as it may be, he's the worst starting quarterback they've had since Jay Coker in 2015. I'm not going to say he's worse than Jalen Hurts as a freshman or anything like that, but you just look at he's not as good as the previous 4 guys. So the question is, what's on deck? And the freshman who is expected to sign in December, I should say high school senior who's expected to sign in December, is one of the top quarterback prospects in the country. And it's not like Alabama doesn't have a couple of other of those guys on their depth chart already, but you just wonder, like, if Saban thinks this kid is special and could be something like another Bryce Young or another Tua, is he going to want to give it at least 3 more years just to see, okay, can this quarterback help me get back there again? And I think that, combined with Saban's health, and by the way, I have no reason to believe there are any problems with his health. Nothing has come up. But obviously when you start to get to that age, that does become a consideration. But I think that's really what it comes down to. Does he think he has a quarterback coming in who can be that difference maker to get him, right back to where he was for so long? Because as improved as this defense is this year, I think we're past the point of being able to win a national championship on great defense alone. Georgia 2 years ago had that kind of defense, but when it came down to it in that fourth quarter of the national championship game against Alabama, they had a quarterback who made plays, and that's how they ended up winning it. And so I think the quarterback is really important. I think ultimately that'll be a big part of Saban's decision as to whether, he goes out after this year or whether he gives it 3 or 4 more years and thinks that he can win at least one more.
Don't miss one moment of the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Weekdays, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. on ESPN 105.9. The Zone.